At the end of the day, I'm here to help entrepreneurs design brands that guide them to seven-figure success. What is shaking, everybody? Welcome to another Brand Doctor live stream. Today we are going to be going over some website optimization tips and strategies for you to help you really get the best bang for your buck out of your website. Because I gotta tell you, what's the sense of having a website if it's not going to be generating revenue for you and generating quality leads for you? So what I want to do on today's show is make this as interactive as possible. There's a few of you that had reached out and were a little gun shy about sharing your website URL live for me to critique it. But there was a person that did send in their URL and for me to sort of review it for him because he was struggling with generating leads with it. So I'm going to do a quick little review, an audit of his website, and hopefully you could get some value out of that. And then I'll share with you potentially a site or two from some of my Brand Accelerator clients that have gone on to generate tons of leads and sales through their websites and highlight some of the things that have been working for them. So if you are joining live and get the confidence up that you want to share your URL, drop it in the comments. I'll pick it up and we will review it and audit it for you and help you optimize it. And again, guys, there is no disrespect here on this show. There is no poo-pooing on anybody. The point that I want to make here is that there's always room for improvement, number one. And number two, I want to help you. I want to help you get more bang for your buck out of your branding assets, like your funnel, like your website. So there's no, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think I know everything and that your website sucks and mine is the best. No, not at all. I just want to help you see some of the, highlight some of the things that you might not be seeing right now and put you in the right direction. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share screen, and this is, I believe his name is Raghu. And he is a designer, it looks like, a brand identity and web designer for wonderful companies. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take it from the top. We're going to look at his homepage and then go into the inner pages and see how we can help Raghu get some more clients and beef this site up a little bit to help him generate some more qualified leads. So the first thing that I see right away when I'm reviewing this site is the headline of the page, right? Brand identity and web designer for wonderful companies. That is very, very broad. And how do I know what a wonderful company is? So there is a lot of gray in that headline, and what is the benefit of that you are delivering to them? So the headline right away is not benefit driven. Okay. So I'm going to share with you, for example, what a benefit driven headline looks like. So this is my site. And so the headline here is simply, we help entrepreneurs design brands that guide them to 7-figure success. So there's the outcome, there's the benefit. And these are the people that we help. Now you may even say this is a little broad. Yeah, it could be. But if you want this result, that'll narrow it down quite a bit. Okay. So focusing in those benefit-driven headlines to evoke emotion, to grab people's attention and get them to want to scroll more. All right. So he's got a call to action here above the fold, which is great. Start a project. But am I going to start a project? I don't really even know you yet. You know what I mean? So what I would do here is maybe take out the start a project button and I would keep this one, the portfolio button. So view my portfolio. He's already introducing himself here, which I think is a good idea. Let's see if we can make this a little bigger. All right. He's introducing himself here, but we need to really dive into what's in it for them. So what is a potential client going to get out of Raghu that is going to make them want to hire him? Okay. So one good thing here is on a half a scroll down, he's got exactly what he does. Okay. So he's got packages, website design, brand identity design. He's got it bulleted out here, what he actually does, logo, theme, visual, typography, brand guide. Okay. We get that now, but why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? So when you're on your home page, the 4 questions that you should be asking yourself is, or I should say, not asking yourself, but questions you need to be answering is who, what, why, and how. So who do you serve? Why do you serve them? How do you serve them? And what do you serve them? Okay. That needs to be front and center right away. Okay. And so he's doing that a little bit here, but it's not strong enough for me to want to pick up the phone or start a project with him. Okay. One thing I do like about what he's doing here on this page is he's definitely putting a face to the brand. Okay. This is a personal brand. This is a freelancer. This is somebody that you're going to be working with one-on-one. So he's not hiding behind a logo. He's not hiding behind a business. He's putting himself out there and really putting his best foot forward here. Now, this section here, like this headline, if you're looking for a designer with experience and smart solutions for your business, this section here should maybe be raised. It should be higher up on the page, because here's the benefit. If people are looking for experience, smart solutions, then here's your guy. Here's your guy. Okay. The other thing that I don't see is any sort of value first in exchange for a name or email to build an email list where that you can market to these interests later. So what I would do here, so for example, I just redid a masterclass all about how to strengthen your online presence and attract higher quality clients. I just redid it this week. Okay. And so when I told my team we need to update the website, so when you click on this, it's going to take you to a quick little intro video. Now I'm capturing a name and email and delivering value up front. Okay. And then I actually have a call to action here to book a brand assessment. Okay. So you see how easy that was to guide them in by leading with value. I don't see that here. So what can you give them up front in exchange for a name and email? Why? Because it's probably going to take about 14 points of interaction or 14 points of connection before they actually take the next step with you. So people ask me all the time, why do you put out so much content? Well, it's that reason alone. 14, they're going to see me 14 times before they decide to even reach out or even inquire. So I need to be top of mind at all times. Hence the amount of content that I put out on a weekly basis. Okay. So this is pretty clean. I mean, home, who I am, portfolio. So who I am. So he just talks about himself here, which is fine. About page is fine. Where I've worked. Okay. Interesting. Services offered. All right. Now, what I would probably do is I would actually have a services page dedicated just for services. I wouldn't have baked it in with the who I am. I would have its own page for services. Right. And then underneath, I would have maybe some frequently asked questions. I would have some pieces of my portfolio in there. I would have testimonials on the page. So he's got testimonials. If we go back to his homepage, he's got testimonials, but they're buried down below here on the homepage. What I would do is I would take these testimonials and I would sprinkle them across the entire website. This way, every scroll on each page is going to show the viewer some sort of social proof, right? I don't like to put testimonials all in one section because what happens if somebody doesn't hit that section? They're completely ignorant of those testimonies. So I would sprinkle these across the entire site. Now, I checked out his portfolio and I actually really like the development here on this page. It's really, really clean. I like how he has the case study page or the portfolio page nice and clean here. That all it does is highlight the actual client. And then he tells a little bit of a story here, walks you through some of these. So this is laid out well. I mean, I'm coming here, I'm going, okay, so I want to see his skill set. I want to see if he's really good at what he does, right? And I think he does a really good job here of laying out like the process and what he created for the client, right? Typography and then final outcome. So it's sort of like a story, right? As you scroll down. I like that. I would like to see maybe some more some more story here, some more text. You got to love live. I got Amazon coming here like every other day with gifts and freaking packages. So really good job here with sort of highlighting his expertise, but I think it could be stronger. I think we could get a little bit stronger here in the copy. Like, what was their challenge? What was the client's pain point? What made them want to reach out and get design work done? And then what strategy did you put them through? Like get into the meat and potatoes, right? And then explain how we got to the final outcome here, right? People love storytelling. So if you could tell a story through a case study, right, that would be amazing, right? We do that here. So if you go to case studies, there's dozens of them, but you go to one here and I tell the story. So I highlight the entire client and what was his pain point? Why did he come out to me in the first place? What strategy did we create? I actually have a video of me breaking down the entire project. Then I have the solution, what we designed for him, right? And you could actually, well, actually gets bigger on mobile, but when you click that, it actually blows up and you could see it, right? And then we have more case studies. So telling that story is going to get people excited, and you may even evoke some sort of emotion, right? That allows them to say, I'm struggling with the same issue that Jason was struggling with. Maybe Henry can help me. So this is where I see improvement. Now, another highlight that I think he did well was where he stuck this start a project. It's in top right, and it's in and he did a sticky navigation banner, which is good, right? Now, this is prime real estate on any website is top right. So if you want somebody to go somewhere and do something, that's where you want to stick it, right? Right there. And he's got it highlighted, start a project. Now, what I would do is instead of start a project, I would say, let me help you get started, or book a call with me to learn more, or something like that. Get them excited about clicking this button, starting a project. We're not quite sure if we want to start a project with you, right? So maybe this call to action is a little, it's a little off. I don't know exactly how it's off, but it's a little off. All right. So I see Becky Smith here. She wants me to take a peek at her site, which is awesome. We're going to get to that, Becky, in 1 second. We are just going to finish up a ragu, and then we'll get over to you. So here's his contact information. Okay. See, he's got Behance and Dribbble and Instagram and LinkedIn here. What I would do is I would have some sort of live feed on my homepage of everything that he's designed on his Behance profile. All right. So for example, if you come here, I have live feeds going into YouTube and Instagram. So anything I post on Instagram is going to show up on my homepage. Same thing for YouTube, right? So this was a podcast I video recorded on Monday, right? So the video that we're on right now, once this publishes, it'll show up here, right? So easy access for content right away. The other thing that I do is I have a chatbot, right? You could use Drift. This is, I think, free, right? And then you could pay for ones that are actually, that could do more and do crazy things. But this is great. I have this connected to my Slack, and when somebody comes in and asks a question, I get like a Slack message, and it alerts me on my phone. And if I'm not around, it alerts my project manager, and then she can have a conversation with the person, right? And get better information on what there is. There's not a chatbot here, right? So you want to connect with them when they're hot, right? So when they have that question. But I think that's a good start, Raghu. There's a lot to be done here, right? So I'm going to stop here. If you have any other questions, Raghu, you can message me offline, or you can drop some comments under this video and I will get back to you. But I think you're off to a good start there, my friend, if we start there, okay? All right, so we got another website, advancedwellnessandpain.com. All right, let's get that in there. Okay, let's take a peek at this bad boy. All right, I'm going to make this a little bigger so I can see what's going on here. All right, let's get this party started. All right, welcome to the Advanced Wellness and Pain. To Advanced Wellness and Pain, regenerate your health. Our mission is to provide state-of-the-art procedural services that improve patients' quality of life and overall being. So that, what? Right? So that, and then schedule a conference. So finish that sentence for me, right? I love the video here. Let's see. I'm not getting any audio. That could be just my connection here, but I like when you come to this page that there's a welcome. Right? There's a welcome. I love that. Right? So that's really good. Now, there's a lot going on up here. This takes up a lot of space up here. So I like the phone number is right there in front of you, and the email and the address. Maybe we prioritize this. Maybe we just start with a phone number, right? And we could take these two things, the email and the address, and put those in the footer, right? And then this will give you some more room. Okay. Schedule consultation, top right. Good. I like that. And it's got a little bit of animation there, which is good. All right. Regenerative medicine. What is ketamine? Benefits of IV therapy. Okay. So what I would like to see, if I could, right? What I would like to see is an introduction of each section, right? So this goes right into regenerative medicine. What is ketamine? Benefits of IV therapy. It's not telling me exactly what this stuff is in the order that you want me to consume it, right? So again, why we do it, and then explain. Success stories, how we do it, then explained. Case studies, explained, right? So my question is like, what are these three things? And they're sort of just like force fed to me, and I'm not quite sure what to do with them. Now, if I was a patient, maybe I would know it. All right. Facebook user says, how many sites are we doing? Yeah, drop your URL in the comments, and we'll do one more. I have until 2:30, so I think we can hammer out one more in nice and thorough. All right. So just headlining this section here, that would be great. Welcome to the Advanced Wellness and Pain, innovative new options, patient care. Okay. Another thing, Becky, that I think we can do to really start the conversation is provide some sort of opt-in to get them on your list, right? Because we're missing out on potential follow-up here unless you do that through scheduling consultation. Now, what if they don't schedule a consultation? Right. So I would love to figure out how we can provide some value up front with some sort of lead magnet. Okay. Some sort of lead magnet to get them on a list. And then we can start to follow up with them in email conversation and kind of bring them down the funnel. Does that make sense? Let me know. All right. And then we have a big footer here. We got the location. And I think Becky, I think a chatbot would be great for you, especially on a site like this. There's probably a ton of questions that need to be answered, and that could be, it's just extra support, right? So we have home, we have providers. About us. Okay, this is great. I love this. We got pictures, we have bios, so I could put a face to a name, and this is great. This is good stuff. We have contact us. All right, great. Let's see what this looks like. If we read more, how does this operate? Okay, so it takes them to a new page. Accessibility widget. Interesting. Okay, just some user experience stuff here. So when I clicked on Gregory Wong, now I'm stuck on Gregory Wong's page, and now I have to hit the back button to get back to the About Us. Not the smoothest navigation. And now I'm hitting the back button. Am I doing this? Yeah, so I'm hitting the back button and nothing's happening. So just keep that in mind. What I would prefer if I read more, right? Maybe a light box pops up with the bio right on this page. This way I don't have to leave the page, and then I could just exit out and then go to James, X him out, go to Deepak. And so I stay on this page. Just a really clean user experience there. And it keeps me on the page, right? It keeps me on the page. Providers may be, I don't know if I would have clicked on this if I wasn't reviewing this site, right? So maybe a better headline here, instead of providers, maybe our doctors, maybe meet the team. So it's congruent with when they get to the page, right? So just some thought there, right? Knee pain. Okay. We're going to go deep here. Let's go treatment in Peoria, Arizona. Okay. Got some video here. That's good. Request a consult. Here's an idea. Here's an idea. What if we had a video of the doctor explaining this up here, right? So what is Visco, unless this is it? Oh, now we got some audio. Now we got
osteoarthritis of the knee is a chronic disease characterized by loss of cartilage.
Yeah, so this is a good informative video. What if we had the doctors there? Right? What if we had the doctors there explaining this? Then you're actually creating that relationship with the doc right off the website. Then when they come in to see the doctor, it's like they've already met them. You know, it's right. I'm just right. That's a good idea. I think that would be great, because we're trying to leverage the website to build that relationship, right? Becky Smith also says, I think Dr. Page needed 5-star reviews. I agree. I definitely agree. And testimonials. I didn't see any on the homepage, but again, I'm going super fast. Yeah, I would love to see some testimonials on the homepage. And then I would also see all of this. See this banner here of all these logos? That should be right up here. That should be in between the hero image and this stuff here. Then underneath those, we can have a headline that describes what these 3 things are, right? So maybe this is how we, serve our patients, right? And then these headlines may need to be redone, right? But everything you need to know about ketamine, right? Benefits of IV therapy. Or you may want to make this question-based. Do I need IV therapy? ? That's going to get them to read, right? So maybe some more excitement here in the headlines to get people to want to dive in deeper, right? Ketamine, you go into knee pain, you go into ketamine, you go into vitamins, you go into media. Okay. Now, here's a thought, and I'm stretching here, Becky, because I like to think outside the box. I know these docs are probably super busy, but my thought would be to perhaps have them go on some podcasts and then feature the podcast here in the media section. So it highlights them. This is great information. But we want to build authority. We want to build credibility. We want to build rapport with website visitors. And how do we do that? We're going to do that through human to human interaction, right? Doesn't have to be physical, but it could be virtual. It could be through the site. So having these guys, maybe even taking, this would be cool, Becky, instead of a static image of each doctor, have a video of each of them introducing themselves and explaining their bio in their own words. That's a little personal touch there. That's a nice little personal touch there. So I just think, Becky, at the end of the day, we need to get really clear on what we want them to do first, second, and third. That's it, period. End of discussion. And I think we need to definitely build an email list. We may be building an email list through everybody who schedules a consult, which I would hope if I fill this out, this information gets put in some sort of CRM, some sort of email marketing system. But I think we need to provide some value first. And we may be doing that in some of this video, but I think lead with value to collect an email address and then start to follow them up. And then you can get crazy with email addresses and making them super, super specific and segmented. So if somebody comes into knee pain, then we give them a direct message all about knee pain. Right? We could tailor this, right? So maybe if you go into knee pain and you go into the first page, there's something here to capture a name and email. You give them value, and now they go into the knee pain bucket segment in your back end. And now you can market to them. I shouldn't say market, but you can now serve them and speak only about knees. Same thing with ketamine. This page each one of these pages could have an opt-in specifically for ketamine and so on and so forth. So I think so Becky says, I love intro video for docs. Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, it makes it really, really personal. Really makes it personal. So here's ketamine treatments. Okay. Just a quick question. Do you, is there any sort of content being created on a regular basis to, build that know, like, and trust factor? That's a question that I would love to ask. And is there a way to kind of make that happen? And I know doctor schedules are crazy. I worked at a hospital for 8 years and worked with, the Children's Hospital. I worked in same-day surgery. So I know how hectic it could get. But I think the more content we can have of the actual doctors and having them come on the site and actually, be talking to visitors, I think is a huge play here. Yeah. So Becky, I would introduce that idea and see how they gravitate to it, because I think if you bring those docs into this site more, you're going to build up a strong connection between website visitor and the doc. And I think that's what's going to differentiate the docs from all the other docs that do this kind of stuff. And I think you guys are going to be happy. So let's recap, right? let's get a little bit more creative with our headlines, and let's make sure that we have each section clearly defined as to what that section is. Let's bring up our credibility up top of the page. So bring up those logos up here. Let's get some 5-star reviews sprinkled out across the entire website. I would say the same thing I said to Raghu. I would say, let's get a chat bot in the bottom right to get some information from those folks, because they may have some questions, and collecting those questions could be great. So when somebody asks a question in the chat bot, make sure that you take note of that question and then create an FAQ section and make sure you answer all those questions on that FAQ section. Now I see FAQ here. So there's a little inconsistency here too. I would love to see some consistency between each section, right? All right. And then keep your CTAs, this is me being picky now, but keep your CTAs consistent. So this is blue and everything else is green, right? So I can see why you did green here, because you got a blue background. But I think you could go green here. I don't think it would wash out from the background. I don't think so. So that is, you got some video here. Yeah, these are great spots to actually put the docs videos in and have them talking to me. You got it here, but I would love to see it throughout, right? I would love to see it throughout. Make it really, really fun, because this is a tough subject. This is a tough subject, especially when you're in pain, right? So you want to build that comfort. And the other thing here is, and again, Becky, take this with a grain of salt. I'm just thinking out loud and I'm saying to myself, is this too much to consume? Is it just too much? You go with regenerative medicine, you go with ketamine, you go with IV therapy, and those are your, top 3. But is it force feeding too much information? I don't like the hero shot. I prefer happy patient pics. I agree completely. And you can do that. You could take this video and make it full screen as a section, as its own section. I'll show you, I'll give you an example. We just updated the Brand Accelerator page here of a walkthrough video of the entire program. And see, it's boom. It's not full screen, but it's big enough for you to drive by it and be like, oh, I got to click on this. Let's see what's going on. And even here, I'm gonna give myself my own suggestion, and I'm gonna have my team go in and put some sort of headline here. Like, here's a walkthrough of the program. Here's a walkthrough of the program, so they know what the video is about, right? Because you have to click on it, and then you get walkthrough. So I think just a quick little headline here in between this testimonial and the video. Have a look. Have a walk through the program to get a better here's a walkthrough of the program, ... And then they click the video. So yeah, if you could just consolidate some of this information, I think you might be able to make it a little bit easier to digest. That's my concern. Yeah, I think it's confusing and too much information. Yeah. And that was my gut feeling. So, all right, Becky, I hope that was helpful. I know I'm a little all over the place, but I mean, you can rewatch this anytime you want. I'm not going to take this down by any means, but I think you'll be able to really, once you start to simplify the site and make it a little bit more intentional, you're going to see some way better results. All right. We got one more website here, urbancreatives.com. Let's go check him out. All right, let's see what's going on. I already like the interaction. Okay. Urban creatives. Okay. We designed for your brand success. Oh, there's a headline. There's a headline that's benefit oriented. However, finish the headline. So we design for your business's success so that you can what? What? What does that look like? Finish the sentence, right? What is success for their brand, right? If you know your ideal customer, you'll be able to answer that. So for me, when we were working with six-figure entrepreneurs, taking their brands to the next level, I know that they want to hit seven figures, and I know that they don't know how to do that. So that's why we design brands that guide entrepreneurs to seven-figure success, right? Because we know our niche market is six-figure businesses. And we've worked with seven-figure businesses before, but the majority of our clients are, six-figure earners that probably doing 200, 250,000, and they're ready to reinvest and really blow things out of the water. Right. So that's how. So finish this sentence. As far as aesthetic, clean. Very clean navigation up top. You got your social over here. I would put you got contacts here, contact us here. Slide that over a little bit, maybe. Yeah. So the phone number's down here. Maybe you put the phone number up here. Just a thought. Yeah, I'm just spitballing here. But site speed, awesome. I love how you lead with work that you've designed and it's quick. So you can get a bunch of pieces in. I love that you lead with your work. That's fantastic. Nice and big. The sections are nice and big and they're headed nicely. A brand strategy, marketing, and web design studio. Okay, that's great. So we know who you are. All right. Now you're going to take us to your work, which I like. Our solutions. We're problem solvers, whether you need branding or marketing strategy. Here's where I would like to see testimony. This is where I would like to see testimony. You got tons of space here to put in testimony. But your work is solid. I mean, look at this. This is clean. This is so clean. I love that you lead with your work. You may even do this better than me, dude. This is great. This is great. All right. So testimony here, logo design, testimony here, print design. Okay, so you're peppering them in. Web design and SEO. Okay. Looking for a creative solution. Okay, so that's homepage. Yeah, again, chatbot, some sort of lead gen. I don't see any lead gen here other than the contact us form. Why don't we lead with some sort of, 5 ways to boost your brand's identity, or 5 ways to attract the clients that you want to serve, whatever the case is, 5 ways to connect with your audience online, something along those lines where they give you a name and phone number and then you capture that email address, you capture that contact, right? And then you can market to them later. I don't see anything here that captures that other than the contact us form. And to be honest with you, I don't necessarily fill out a lot of those contact us forms at all when I visit a site. I'm either going to just book a call or I'm not going to fill out the contact us form. That's why I have like a love-hate relationship with the contact us forms. Like, yes, they should be on the site, but how many people actually use them is like what I would like to see. And here's another thing that I want to share with you guys. I think it's very, very important. I use a software called Luckyorange.com. It's super cheap. It's like $10 a month. And you put a little snippet of code on your website and it tracks what people do on your site. It's like a heat map. You can watch the recordings of how they interact with your website. Highly recommend it. Luckyorange.com. And it's like $10 a website. It's insanely cheap. And it's great data. Great data. So you log into your account and then you can navigate through highly people that hit your site a lot or people that navigate your site a lot. Activity levels. So you could filter through activity levels. So I'm only concerned with people that have a high activity level on my page because I want to see what they're doing, right? So I toggle that and then it gives me all the people that hit my site that were very active. And now I can see what pages. I'll give you a quick example. When I was redoing my site and optimizing my site, after seeing Luckyorange, I noticed that a lot of people hit my services page. Like that was the second biggest biggest page hit other than the home page. So what I realized was that services page should have some FAQ questions on it and answered so that people get those questions answered right there on that page because that's the page they're hitting often. And a lot of people are hitting it. So I was able with Luckyorange to see what pages were getting smashed and beef them up. So great way. Great tool. Luckyorange.com. I got to see if they have an affiliate link. I'll put that on my tools section on my website because it's a great tool. Great tool. Okay. So our work, what we do. Okay. Branding, marketing, website design services. Okay. So a couple of things. One is view branding. Okay. Here's where your copy is. Okay. Because my question was, where's all the copy on the page? Where's all the copy on the page? I need to get, and it's funny because I've had people say to me, people don't read copy on websites anymore. You got to keep it super brief. I agree with that to an extent, but I could tell you after reviewing my Luckyorange insights, I have people that sit on my page for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, sit on my website and literally read the entire page. So not only does it help with SEO, but I don't know, I'm kind of debunking that myth that people don't read. Like, yes, you need it short, punchy, and like to the point, but there's got to be parts of it that like get into the detail because people actually do read. They actually do read. So let's talk branding, view our work. Let's go to the view our work page. Okay, great. I love this. This is clean. So if I click this. Okay. Beautiful. I love the layout, dude. Love the layout here. This is the website. Yeah, beautiful. Now, here's where I think we could do better. I think we can put in the story behind this brand. Like why they came. They came to us looking for a user-friendly, right? But what were they struggling with? What were they struggling with? Like, tell that story. That made the purchasing process easier. Yeah, okay. We created a custom modern web design with color signified. Yeah. Yeah, I would like this like a little bit more broken down. I mean, a little bit more what's what I'm looking for. I would love to hear you type this out in a way that really spoke to the pain that they were having, right? Instead of having this say, make the purchasing process easier, I would have said something along the lines of, 925 never came to us because they were struggling with the user experience on their website. People were coming to the website and didn't know how to check out successfully, didn't know how to purchase with ease. So we came in and we made this happen for them. And this is how we did it. We strategized, and this is what we came up with. Then we were able to create blank, the identity, right? I don't really necessarily need to know how you created the typeface and all of that and where you came up with the color scheme and that. I don't care. But as a visitor of the site, I'm sitting here going, I don't want to be the first person using this site, using these people. Have they worked with other people that have similar pain points than me? And if so, I'm going to connect with it, because if you help 925 Never, who had the same problems that I'm having, then you must have experience in this. I'm going to hire you. So just some copywriting tips there, I think. And I'm no copywriter by any means, but I've been around it long enough to really focus on the pain and tell the story. And that's what's going to get a visitor to connect, right? And I do that on my site with my story. I do that through my site with strong copywriting, right? This section here, it speaks to that six-figure entrepreneur that's like been told everything under the sun and been under promised. Or under-delivered. I'm sorry. Over-promised, under-delivered. That's basically what this section is talking about. Right? And then we go into process, how we actually do what we do. Right? And then I actually take it a step further and I show behind-the-scenes access. Now, here's your funnel. We changed the, I love this picture way better than the other one.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah, way better. Okay. So here's the funnel we have. So it's me working with clients. So people can actually see how I'm interacting with the client, and people can actually see how the client is interacting with me. And they're going to size me up, and they're also going to say, does this client resonate with me? Do the clients that he works with, are they similar to me? See that? That's how it beefs up. That's how it beefs up. So just to recap here, I just got to make sure that we close this out. Some sort of lead generation on the site other than a contact us. Lead with value, get a name and email, and follow up with them in email marketing. All right. You could use, there's a ton of tools here on my page. You could go check it out. Again, these are affiliate links. I'm being full transparent here. So if you go to my site and you click on any of these, I'll get some credit. So ClickFunnels is an easy way to do it. Active Campaign is another great resource here for email marketing. So I would love to see this on your site. Lead with value. The other thing is, here's the biggie. Who are you? This is the biggest one. I want, if there's anything you get from my critique on this site, is who's the founder? Where are you? There's our work. I love that. What we do. Great. Who we are. Oh, okay. Please tell. Oh, there he is. Okay, great. All right, cool. But see how long? Just look at the natural way that I played with this site. Naturally. It took me forever to get here. Maybe, Peter, you put yourself on the homepage. This is great information. This should go on the homepage. Maybe you take this whole section and you put it on your homepage, and you eliminate the who we are page completely. Just a thought. Again, I'm playing freestyle here. You could say, Henry, this sounds insane. I wouldn't do any of this stuff. But I can see by the comments you guys are getting it, and you guys are actually finding some value in this. So moving this over. And again, I think video would be great. Great picture of Peter, but I want to get to know him, like him, and trust him as soon as possible. And I would like to expedite that and fast track that. So maybe a video of saying, hey, my name's Peter Butler. I'm the founder here at Urban Creatives. And take a look around. I hope you inspired by what you see, if there's any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to download our free blank, right? And you can have a little opt-in underneath the video. Again, I think another chatbot installation here, I think would be great. And boom, you're starting to create a different experience for the visitor. At the end of the day, guys, here's what I want you to grab from this. People are going to buy from people. And the more you can leverage your website and social media presence and online identity and all your branding assets from top to bottom, if you can bring more personality into them, you are going to stand out like crazy. Right? That was the biggest takeaway that my mentors taught me when I really started to go full throttle into branding is, Henry, you're hiding behind your website. It's a pretty ass website, not the one that I just showed you. There was another one that I had built that was super cool. It could have won awards, but I was hiding behind it. There was no personality there. So if somebody could come to your website and feel like they're knocking on the door of your home and you open up the door and you welcome them in like you would welcome in a new friend to your home, that's going to be major. That is going to be major. And I'll give you one more example. So if you go to book a brand assessment, you come to this page and there's yours truly talking to you and qualifying you at the same time. So I asked 3 questions. Are you struggling with this, and this? If so, you may be a good candidate, and I highly recommend you take a brand assessment. And I tell them the steps, what to expect moving forward. Then I have some feedback. I have some testimonials here to back me up. And then it's a paid assessment. It's not free. I'm not doing anything for free these days other than the content that I put out on social media. That's my free. My podcast is free. These live streams are free. My social media content is free. But if you want to get to me, that's where it's gated, because I only have so much time in the day, 1. And 2, I want to work with serious cats. I do not want to work with people that are just starting out and or not serious about growing a business and brand. That's it. So that's why I charge what I do for me, right? And then we work it from there and we work up. So one thing I do want to recommend is I'm going to share with you a quick little video. This is an updated exclusive masterclass on how to level up your online presence. Like I said before, I just redid this entire training and I want to give you a quick sneak peek at it now. If you're a business owner who feels your branding isn't truly representing the value that you deliver, check out this free video training that will help you level up your brand's messaging and online presence so that you can start attracting higher quality clients. Visit www.uniquedesignz with a Z at the end, not an S, .net/level up my branding. So go check out that masterclass. I'm telling you, it's short and sweet, but punchy as hell, and it's really going to help you level up your online presence. I think Pete said great feedback. Thank you so much, Henry. I appreciate you, Pete, for sharing your website with us and being willing to take that feedback. Sometimes it's tough, sometimes, our websites are babies, our brand, our business is our babies, and it's tough to hear some feedback. You ask my wife when I ask her for feedback how I get sometimes. She'll tell you. But you know what? That's what levels me up. That's what pushes me. That's what gets me going. That's what makes me want to get out of my comfort zone and do something different and, take things to the next level. So hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you have any questions, drop me a line. You know how to get me on YouTube or Facebook. And if you're really interested in working with me one-on-one, highly recommend you booking that brand assessment. It's about 45 minutes to an hour. and it's really going to give you some great insights that you might not already, that are just tough for you to see because you're inside the bottle. You're constantly working in the business and not on it. So have an amazing day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one real soon.